welcome to Joe's Everything channel. We are very excited. It is our very first episode here. We are going to be working today on our homemade barrel boat. We're going to be installing a motor on it. Please excuse the traffic. We got some raging scooters going by. They're just having a great old time over there in the redneck woods. Anyways, we're going to be putting a long shaft mud motor on this. It is going to be a different design. I haven't seen anything like this on YouTube ever before, and I've looked because I've needed help, let me tell you. But anyways, we're going to be doing a 3.5 horse engine on a long shaft prop that is going to be hooked up as a hard mount. It's not going to be like most mud motors where it has a swivel. It's going to be hard mounted, and then we're going to have an alternate rudder attached to it. That way we're not dicking around with having to do a bunch of welding because I'm a cheap bastard. Anyways, let's get to it. Let's start our introductions. My name is Joe. I am the leader of this channel. I have an assistant here. His name is Scott. Scott, tell us about yourself, bud.
Oh, there ain't much to say. I was born and raised in the valley, and yeah, not much more to say about that.
All right, Scott, born in the valley, born raised redneck. Here we go. Behind the camera, we have our ever faithful cameraman, Mr. Daniel Swink. Say hi, Danny.
Hi guys.
All right, so first things first, I do believe we should go and get that prop so we can have it actually set up on our angles here. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and explain what we've got going on here with this shaft. It's pretty basic. Go ahead and pull that up real quick. So it's a very, very basic, cheap components. We have a coupler here, which is going to be attached directly to the motor on the drive section. That actually has a gear reduction. I believe it's 5-to-1 or something like that. So this is going to be turning fairly slowly. After that, we have a bearing block, which is adjustable. It tilts, so we don't have to be quite as accurate with it. We can bolt it down, and it's a set and forget type operation on that. It's greasable, so water can get in it. I can push it back out with grease. It's not going to worry. It's mostly just to hold it in place. It's stability type of situation. Behind that, we have a anchor, which goes right behind the bearing to hold it from coming back and disengaging from the engine. After that, come down to this side, we have another bearing block. This one has to be pushed down. I've got a mark right about there. We've got to keep hammering this one down a little bit until we get to where we want it to sit. We got to mock it up first, of course. Then after that, we will have our prop in the water about level with the bottom of the barrels is where we want that to sit. That way it's not digging into the mud if we go shallow. We want that security in place to where if we run aground on the bottom of the boat, it's not destroying our prop. That's what we're going to be working on next. So let's go ahead and get this threaded up. I'm going to go under the boat. He's going to thread it up to me, and then we have a pre-drilled hole up top that we're going to be going and pushing it through. So that'll be right up there. Go ahead and put it down. So we'll get this bearing block, which will be right about there. So that's about how it's going to set right there. It'll be a little more like that. And down just a bit. So we have this rope. We're going to use it to kind of set our position, get it to where we want it. We're just going to go right up like that and tie it off. Let's see here. We want it to be a little high, a little low. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut that hole a little bit bigger so it'll go up. We want it to be about there. Just tie it off. Right like that. And then we can go right about there. So that's about how it's going to sit. Now this bearing obviously has to come back about another 6 inches so it can get set up on blocks and be leveled off where we want it. It'll be about like that right there. We're just going to have blocks come off, we're going to brace it, and then we'll go from there. over on this end, obviously couplers, they don't work if they're off center. You can't run them like that, they'll destroy themselves. So what we're gonna have to do now, once we get that shaft hard mounted in place, is we're gonna have to go and get shims, washers, and spacers. I actually went and picked up some spacers and longer bolts, and we're gonna have to tip this motor up until it's even. Right about like that. That way it runs flush and flat with the shaft. Okay, so first things first, we got it set up how we want. It's pretty darn well in line there. We have a couple tight spots like right here. So I want to just give this a nice little apex, something to kind of follow and rough in here. I want it to be about like that, just a little more room. That way I can cut that out and just keep kind of inching it forward until we go and get it down to where it's going to clear it. Then I'm going to come in here, get my bearing pretty straight there. I'm going to mark it. That way, when it comes time to drill, I've got it to where I can mark it, I can bolt it, it'll be done. All right, Sawzall, every redneck's favorite weapon. Hammer. You got a hammer? Hammer? Anyone? Hammer? Hammer? Thank you.
Trying to keep the muscle vibrating on.
Something like that. All right, drill. Get my hands to work here. There we go. That's a thing. There's a blooper for you. Okay, I need the chuck. Yeah.
Where'd you leave it?
Oh, maybe. Hang on. Big side. So much effort for so little. Okay, go ahead.
Line the bolts up.
Okay, that's good.
That's going to be a little bit higher than the bottom, but...
Yeah, it'll be dropped down a bit. It's right. Oop, there goes one bolt. God damn it. We're going to need some washers for these before we finish hard mounting it.
Was there any bought?
No, I never bought any. Well, check my tool chest, my spare bolt bin.
Yeah.
There might be some there. Go ahead and drop that bar down just a little bit. Yeah, right there. That's good. So that is how it will be hard mounted. So it clears there, and this will be fine right there. That's the right level for it that we want it to be right there. That is good. Okay, so that's a little bit bigger. We're going to need some washers. Come on now. Thank you. Let's see, will this work? Yes, it will. That's perfect. Okay. And remember, if you don't have the right size washers, just stack 100 of them on there until it becomes the right size. You know, the redneck way. You want to go get me a crescent wrench? Monkey wrench? Or 2 of them. That way we can tighten this down. Okay, there is number 2, and that will work as well. Oh, bugs are coming out. 'Tis the season. Okay, that's good right there. All right, we got that anchor down. Now we need to tighten it.
Go.
If I can get this thing to work here. Gotta love rusty tools. Always oil your tools and clean them, gentlemen. Otherwise, she's not gonna be happy with you. Hang on before you start turning. Let me get my nut. Let me get my nut grabber on there. Okay, tighten her up. Okay, that should be good enough for that. Hang on, let me get the second nut on there. As you know, you always gotta nut twice. Hang on before you go over there. I'm putting on the lock nut. Hang on.
I know, just got it on.
And this one, I'll just give her one of those, and she's good. Okay, off to the other side. Easy there, hot rod. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on here. If I can get this thing to cooperate. Okay, go ahead. Okay, that's good.
Actually, this just looks like a cloud bus.
Yeah. You know, Mr. Blue Skies and all. Okay, we're good. So, what we're gonna do, instead of putting in an absolute ton of work, because let me tell you, you guys missed it. It took us about an hour to get the bearings on this far. We had to hammer it on. But anyways, instead of doing all of that ordeal again, pulling everything apart, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop it down and build a little platform back here for this to sit on. So we need to go from the bottom. That's about 1 foot 2 inches. Okay, so 1 foot 2 inches is right there. We're gonna need 2 of those for the box frame. We got power?
You should.
Okay. Go ahead and secure the bottom of the board. Got it? There's one.
1 foot 2.
1 foot 2. Okay, there's those 2 pieces. So what we're going to do is we're going to screw into the back right here to secure them. And then we'll have another board that goes in between right there. It'll be up higher right there. We'll have two boards that come off vertically right there. And then another one that goes flat on the bottom that this will mount to. Then we'll have security right there. We'll go and put two at an angle going up the side. This will actually help out because we'll only have to do a cross support on that side.
Yeah.
This one will just be bolted straight to the main beam right there.
Yeah. Okay.
One. There's two, that's solid. Now this one's gonna go right about there. Looks about even. Okay, so for the out sections, we need to go 1 foot. And yes, that is the technical term. It's the out. You come in from the out now, you're going that way. Security. Ready?
There's two. Tape yourself on top.
I would rather do it from the inside for hydrodynamicals, but well, it'll work. Watch your palm there. This is going to go all the way back now. Okay, next piece. Yep. Okay, next we need the cross section right here. So tape measure. Inside to inside. Okay, inside to inside, we are looking at 10 3/4. So we need one piece at 10 3/4. 10 3/4 right there. It's all ready? Okay, I got this. That'll be like that. That's good. And actually what we'll do is we'll do our angle pieces right here to support. That'll work a lot better. It'll be a lot smoother, and we won't have to use as much lumber on the underside. We'll still need to do a couple of supports up front for the motor.
Yeah.
To kind of prevent that flex because it's just aluminum. But let's get this in. You don't have to hold that side, it's screwed in.
Just make sure it's straight. It doesn't twist.
Thank you, sir. All right. Okay, so how this is gonna sit is it's gonna be right about there. We are gonna have to tap this in just a little bit, but not much. So that'll sit right about there. And then we have a free-flowing prop shaft, right like that. Secured and ready for motor hookup. If you don't have yourself a 20-foot long hydraulic press here, this is the redneck way. Get yourself some pipe that'll fit over this bearing right here. You want it on this inner race. You do not want to do the outer race. You will destroy the bearing. Cannot be clear enough on that. You will destroy the bearing. You have to be on this inner race. Nice even pressure. If you're just going a little bit, you can get an impact socket. Use something like that. And that will work right there. Now, I don't recommend doing this, especially if you like your lawnmowers, but if you can't find the right size washers and you're going from metal to wood, go down to your local Honda dealership and pick yourself up a couple of valve stem keepers. Your lawnmower will hate it, but your boat will love it. I don't know if you guys can see just how perfect this is, but let me tell you, those Honda retainers, it was meant to be. It was meant for this project. It fits perfect. Here we go. You want to hold that up? Right over there. Yep.
Could have probably done it a little bit.
She's a custom unit. And that's how you make a Honda useful.
Okay.
Oh, God. So now what we've done, we've got this in, it spins freely. I am gonna have to go and knock that down a little bit with a hammer to get it to clear fully. But that rod is installed as firm as it's gonna get right now without the cross sections, which will happen next video. Also, next video, we will be taking the motor, putting it on its tip. Come on.
Like that.
And you're getting the degree it needs to set at. Right there. So when this motor fires up, the coupling will engage, and we will have movement. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. We hope you have a great weekend, and as always, stay redneck.